Won't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling damn tough life full of toil and strife.
Hello everybody, welcome back for another Sweet Penny Dreadful video. Today we have a deck that I'm very excited about playing. This is a new deck for me. I just brewed it up, and it uses one of my absolute favorite cards in Penny Dreadful and just in Magic, which is Bolas' Citadel. I just really love playing this card. It's also incredibly powerful. So I have a bunch of different shells that I've built with this, but this is a new one that I'm pretty excited about. It's based on a similar deck that's existed in Pioneer and stuff. So the idea is this is a, I don't know, the old term is, I guess, Aristocrats deck, a mono black like sacrifice deck that also plays for Citadels. So what we have here is, first off, we have the Cauldron Familiar plus Witch's Oven combo, which for those who haven't seen it, Cauldron Familiar drains your opponent for 1 when it comes into play, and you sacrifice a food to return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. Witch's Oven sacks a creature to create a food. So every turn you can bring Cauldron Familiar back and drain them for 1. It also, along with that, has 4, let's pull these over, 4 Blood Artists, which whenever Blood Artist or another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, so you drain them as well. And also 2 Zulaport Cutthroats, which is the same thing except it only works for your creatures, although it is a 1/1. And so, you know, when you start getting these in play with the Cauldron Familiar and the Witch's Oven, now you're draining for 2 or 3 every time. So that's very powerful. Let me move these over here. We also have 4 Viscera Seer. Sacrifice a creature to scry 1. Another sacrifice outlet. Serrated Scorpion. This is something to sacrifice. When it dies, it drains for 2. And then for Sultai Emissary, when it dies, it manifests the top card of your library. Grim Haruspex, when a non-token creature dies, draw a card. And Ayara, so whenever a black creature enters the battlefield under your control, you drain them for 1, and you can tap and sack a black creature to draw a card. So all of those cards work very well for a nice basic game plan of putting things into play that you want to sacrifice and then sacrificing them for value with like Viscera Seer or Witch's Oven and triggering Blood Artist a bunch of times. So how does Bolas Citadel fit into this? The Citadel happens to work really well with, or the things it works really well with are things that gain life and things that manipulate the top card of your library. And it happens to be that a lot of these cards that sacrifice do both of those things. So Viscera Seer is like the perfect card for this deck because you sack a creature to scry 1. So if you have multiple lands on top, you just sack creatures and then you clear them off the top and you can keep casting cards. And then things like Blood Artist and Zulaport Cutthroat and Cauldron Familiar and Serrated Scorpion, all of those cards gain you life, and Ayara. And then you also have like Grim Haruspex draws a card that clears the top card of your library. Sultai Emissary, the reason we're playing 4 of these, you manifest the top card when it dies, and that clears a card off the top of your library. So you can sack it to a Witch's Oven or a Viscera Seer and clear the top card off. So a lot of things to manipulate the top of your library and a lot of things to gain life, which just lets you go really far off with Bolas' Citadel. The last 3 cards are a Putrid Goblin, which is here, a 2/2 Persist, a Orzhov Enforcer, which is a 1/2 Death Touch with Afterlife 1, and a Doom Dissenter, which when it dies, it creates a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So why the split? And the answer is I'm not sure which one is best yet. They all seem pretty similar to me. All of them are 2 mana cards that when they die, they give you something, and they all seem reasonable to me. They have different advantages and disadvantages. You know, like the Doom Dissenter makes a 2/2, but they're both black, so that works with Ayara, but the zombie token doesn't work with Grim Haruspex. Putrid Goblin works with both, but it's less powerful. When it dies, it gets worse. Orzhov Enforcer makes a 1/1, but that's a white creature, but it has Death Touch, so it seems like the best on the front side. So anyways, I'm trying out all 3 of them. We also have 4 Dark Rituals to power out our Bolas' Citadel, or you can just, power out an Ayara or just a fast turn. With a lot of deck manipulation and card draw, you can basically just wait to either draw Ritual plus Citadel or just draw 6 lands. We don't have any other way of ramping out the Citadel. In like the Pioneer version is like a Jund version. It has Gilded Goose, so it has some other ways to ramp out. Also, what's that card? Things that make like Eldrazi Scions. This deck doesn't actually have any ramp. There is a 2/1 for 2. Then when it dies, it makes a treasure token, which I considered, but I feel like it's probably not that necessary to go that far in ramping this out. I think the Dark Rituals should be plenty. We have 16 Swamps and then 4 flip cards. 2 Malakir Rebirth. This card's pretty nice in this deck. You pay 2 life, and when a creature dies, you return to the battlefield under your control. The pay 2 life kind of sucks, but like works really nicely, like with Sultai Emissary. You can sack it and then get it back. And Black Bloom Rogue, which is just a 2/3, so sometimes you just want to be able to have another creature. And it's not that bad having ETB tap lands, and just the more non-land cards you can cast those cards off of a Bolas' Citadel, which is nice. So yeah, pretty straightforward. I think the deck, from just my solitaring it, seems pretty sweet. The engine seems to work pretty consistently. We shall see in the actual games. The last thing is the sideboard. Come on, you. The computer's so slow. This is a work in progress. I'm not exactly sure what we want, but mostly I think against like combo decks. We have 4 Hymn to Torox and a Mesmeric Fiend against controller combo, 2 Memoricides, and 2 Infinite Obliteration. Infinite Obliteration is a better card, but it only names creatures. This is like particularly relevant. There's a Metalwork Colossus deck going around that's really powerful that this is really good against, because that deck kind of needs that card to win. So card decks that are all in on a single card, you can bring these in. Heartless Act just against, creature decks, bigger creature decks. 4 Nile Bombs against Graveyard. Pretty self-explanatory. I think this deck should be pretty good against like Mono Red because it has so much life gain. So most of this stuff is like against combo. I think creature decks should be a better matchup for this. So I'm mostly planning on the combo because it's probably slower than combo decks. So that is the deck, and I think I covered everything. So I will be back for round 1 with some game action. All right, here we go. Round 1 against Fixed Doll. We won the die roll. We will play first. Yeah, this is a good hand. We have 2 Viscera Seers. Viscera Seer, Bolas Citadel, Dark Ritual is a great combo. So we just need to hit our 4th land or another Dark Ritual, and then we can go off a bit. If we get like Hymn to Torok, this could get ugly. But, and then we feels like we probably will on turn 2. That sucks. But we shall see. IR is a nice one. All right, I'll play Viscera Seer and attack for 1. No him. Ugh, I hate Hymn to Torok so much. Oh, not him. Thank God. All right, some sort of, what does this do? Allies. Whenever an ally comes into play, they gain first strike. All right, so we're playing against allies, it seems. Play an Iara, and I'll pass the turn. Next turn we are in a really good spot. Well, land, Ritual, Citadel. Feels like we can win from there. Zulaport, Cutthroat. Okay. Ooh, good thing this is only creatures they control. Otherwise, this would be ugly. If this was a Blood Artist, it kind of messes up our whole thing because they're draining us every time we sack a creature. Okay. Malakir Rebirth. Citadel. Cutthroat. That's really good. All right, and we're off to the races. Always yield. Sultai Emissary. Grim Haruspex. Witch's Oven. All right, now I'm going to sack the Emissary to the we don't really need to sack it to the Viscera Seer because the scry is somewhat irrelevant. All right, so now we're going to manifest a land. Oh, and there we go. Now we have a serrated scorpion on top. Oh, wait. No, now we're drawing a card, so we don't get that. All right. Okay, Malakir Rebirth on... I guess it doesn't really matter. On the Viscera Seer. Sultai Emissary. Witch's Oven. Sulaport Cutthroat. Dark Ritual. Blood Artist. Sultai Emissary. Yeah, I think we have lethal now. Go ahead and cast this Serrated Scorpion. Let's just start sacking stuff. Sure, sack this to its own ability. Yeah, and they just scooped it up. Sweet. Well, that's just how we drew it up. Yeah, this should be a good matchup. What do we want outside board? I mean, it would mainly be Heartless Acts. I could see cutting like a Doomed Dissenter or a Putrid Goblin. Just kind of some of our less good cards for 2 Heartless Acts. That seems fine to me. Although this might be awkward because they have to have no counters, and I bet they have a lot of creatures that make counters. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play 1. I'm a little worried that they probably have a bunch of those allies that get counters, like Hada Free Blade or Kazandu Blade Master, ones that get counters whenever you play an ally. Okay. Nice. All right. Well, we have Ritual plus Citadel. I mean, 2 Citadels is obviously not ideal, but we also have Oven plus Cauldron Familiar, so I'm liking that. Cauldron Familiar and Oven is particularly good against a deck that's attacking because you can chump block and then sack it. All right, they play Temple. Show game log. Not that we get all that much. Ooh, they went to 5. They did scry on top, though. Extremely lucky. Must be nice. Hada Free Blade. Yeah, I should probably not be playing the Heartless Acts against them at all. I don't know. They might still be fine, but... what do we want to do here? Do we want to... Oh, that makes it easier. I was going to say, do we want to Blood Artist or Witch's Oven? And I think because we drew another 1-drop, I'm fine playing Witch's Oven plus Cauldron Familiar. Okay, pass the turn. Could actually double block here, but I think that's probably not necessary when we have a Blood Artist. And they're probably going to play a thing pre-combat anyways. I'd like to draw some lands. Yeah, Blade Master for Citadel, but you know, honestly, Blood Artist plus 2 Cauldron Familiars and a Witch's Oven is going to do a lot of work here. So this is a 2/2 or 1/1 first strike that whenever it or another ally enters the battlefield, it gets a counter. And this is a 1 or whatever. Oh yeah, 1/2 for 1. Similar text. Okay. We'll just do this now. Okay. Ooh, Viscera Seer is nice. Just going to go ahead and play a Blood Artist, though. Pass the turn. We'll probably take 3 this turn. I guess we could chump block with a Cauldron Familiar, but... Alright, so this, whenever an ally comes into play, they drain us for 1. That's pretty good. I can always yield to these. Always yield. Always yield. All right. Attack for 6. Oven. Should have saved targets. Save targets. Always yield. Just trying to get all my triggers auto yielded. Should make the game faster after this. They may also be doing that. Okay. So we take 3. Next turn, well, let's see what we draw. Yeah, land is good. All right, so we play Viscera Seer. And my plan is to try to find a land or a ritual. So I'm going to block each of these on a thing. I'm going to sack one to the Witch's Oven and sack the other to Viscera Seer to try to dig for a land. Cutthroat. Yep. This deck's got some good cards in it. Plays like a lot of the best allies. Ooh. Interesting. I could double block. Do I want to double block that? Take 8? Nah. If we're trying to Citadel, so we should conserve our life total. Oops. Drain them. Let's try to find a land. Another Cauldron Familiar. No, we don't want that. All right, Emissary. That's fine. We're going to do the same basic thing this turn as we did last. Double chump these two things, and then sack. Still no attacks. This is First Strike and Vigilance. Never, ever attacking into that. This deck does not plan to attack all that much. I was originally playing Scrap Heap Scrounger, which is a card that can attack, but I ended up cutting it. Oh. Well, shit. Okay. Sack that. This is a weird card to be playing. Sack. How do I want to order this? Well, I guess... Scrying is not really that relevant. I guess I want to try to scry something to the top for this. I'd rather get the 2 drains, I think. Yeah, Henny's Expertise is such an interesting one. It's actually kind of close, but I think I'm going to bottom that. Actually, no, I shouldn't have bottomed that. I should have kept it up because it's what's about to get manifested. What is this? A Malakir Rebirth. Okay. Interesting. Well, they can't attack this turn, which is nice. I mean, they can try. It's not going to go very well. This is a 2/2. Not really sure what they're thinking about. This is a 1/2. This is a 1/1. This is a 2/2. Get back our familiar. Ugh. Well, that's about as bad of a draw as we could have asked for. All right. Pass the old turn here. So we're going to take 3 basically. 4 if they have it, if they draw an ally, which looks like they did. Ooh, they gain a bunch of life too. All right. Let's auto yield to that. So many triggers in this game. Block. Yeah. Come on. Okay. Go to 23. Land or ritual? Ritual would actually be even better. All right. Land works, though. Okay. At least 3 Citadels in hand means we're not going to be drawing any. So without a Viscera Seer, yeah, we can't go off quite as much, but that's fine. We're still in a really good spot here. We also can eventually just kill them with the Bolas Citadel ability. So I'm just going to chump. Oh, they attacked and scooped. All right. Well, let's see what we were going to draw. We were going to draw into another Witch's Oven. Yeah, we were about to go really far off. And all of those we were going to get to play, plus this, then a Heartless Act, Haruspex, Black Bloomer. Yeah, we were going to play like our whole deck. All right. Well, good scoop, opponent. Nice. That went really well. Ooh, let's do our classic roll into match 2. That I think worked just as planned. And yeah, those are good matchups. Just matchups where you end up chump blocking a whole bunch and aren't great at dealing with a Bolas Citadel. Okay. So this hand is interesting. It does have 2 lands, because these are lands. It's slow, and it doesn't have a way to cast a Citadel. It's not a good hand, but it has like Seer plus this stuff. I'm going to keep it. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad keep. Playing against Carmendor. I feel like I recognize this name. Triad Milton. Okay. Well, Doom Dissenter does a nice job against that. I'm going to play Cauldron Familiar. And if they want to trade, I'm happy to trade. I think. I mean, maybe with the Doom Descender and Sultai Emissary in play in hand. All right, looks like, ooh, Hero of Precinct 1. Oh, so they must be like a Wiltleaf Liege deck with Hero. That seems pretty cool. All right, let's go with a Viscera Seer here and a, I don't know, doesn't really matter, Doom Dissenter. pass the turn. Next turn we can get Haruspex down, which will be really nice. If they attack with a hero, I'm not going to double block, I don't think. Bronze Headline. Yeah, hero seems really good in this like green-white Wilt Leaf Liege deck. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to play Haruspex. Do I want to sack the Doom Dissenter now? Just to draw? Try to hit a land? I think I still want to chump block. Nah, I don't know. Maybe that was bad. Maybe I really should have been trying to hit a land, especially with two drops in hand and a 6-drop. I mean, I still can try to hit a land, but maybe I should have been trying to do it that turn. Yeah, multiple heroes could end up going really wide. Okay, well, this doesn't do much. Gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each untapped creature you control, but big creatures without trample are not something we're worried about because we have infinite chump blockers. End of turn, I'm going to sack this. Ooh, Dark Ritual. All right, now we're definitely looking to hit a land. Bottom that. Okay, Cutthroat's pretty good too. Well, or we could sack Familiar looking for a land. It's kind of close. Let's go for it. Not good. Enforcer. All right, I'm actually going to play a Sultai Emissary here because now we're kind of in need of something that's a better blocker, and we don't really want to block with Cutthroat. Is this the Liege? Ooh, Glare of Subdual. Ooh, wow, that's really good with Hero of Precinct 1. Jesus. Okay. So we're going to take a whole bunch of damage. Yep. This, for those who don't know, tap an untapped creature, and then you can tap something. What are they going to swing with? Everything. Let's see if they'll let us do this. Ugh, there's the land. Yeah, they're going to tap that. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Well, we're going to try it. Go to 9. Not sure if we can win from 9 life, but we're gonna give it a go. That is our plan. All right. Go to 6. Go to 4. Three. All right. Do we want to play Ayara or do we want to play Zulaport Cutthroat? I think we want to play Ayara. So this drains them. We can play Serrated Scorpion for free. Malakir Rebirth we can still cast. We'll cast it on Scorpion. All right, now we will sack Scorpion to Viscera Seer. Save targets, always yield. Always yield. Witch's Oven. Put it on bottom. All right, Blood Artist. Cauldron Familiar. That's free because of Iara. Viscera Seer. Yeah, and we got this. All right. Sack this. Bunch of triggers. Yeah, we have way more than lethal. Sweet. Whew. Did not think we were going to beat that Glare of Subdual, but yeah, this this deck can do a lot of stuff once it gets the Citadel in play. This is surprisingly good at going off once Citadel's in play. For a deck that's like sort of not all in on Citadel, it's very good. The only cards I would consider again are Heartless Axe, so they're green-white. I think Heartless Axe seems reasonable. Definitely don't want like Infinite Obliteration. That would be a terrible idea. Doom Dissenter seems fine to take out. Maybe a Grim Haruspex is a little slow. Couple Heartless Acts. Okay. The Grim Haruspex doesn't affect life totals. Seems relevant. Yeah, definitely keeping this. Got Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven. Fortified Village, revealing plains and not casting anything with it. Seems like not what you're supposed to do. Not sure why you'd give up free information, but there you have it. All right. Next turn, we're just going to play a Witch's Oven, I think. All right, and a hero. Actually, I'm going to play this Emissary. I'm not in that big of a hurry, and I'd rather use my mana well. Next turn, if we draw another, we have a lot of 2-drops, so if we draw another one of those, we can cast it alongside Witch's Oven. All right. Not Fine Paladin. They played this Plains. They have Forest and 3 Unknowns. Okay. Serrated Scorpion is fine. And Witch's Oven. All right. So we can be doing some good work here in terms of just chump blocking forever. This nicely can eat a 1/1 human, which is definitely relevant. Okay. Yep, makes sense. What are they doing? They also have a graveyard removal spell? Okay, sure, that's fine. Man, this is kind of a sketchy board in, but I guess they at least can make a 1/1. All right. Just chump. I guess I should have. That was a mistake. I should have Malakir Rebirth. Okay. So we manifested a Viscera Seer, which is definitely relevant for this Citadel. Do I want to block? Or I think I do want to block. Do I want to Malakir Rebirth the 1/2? I think I don't, because there's a chance we want to play that as a land so that we can Citadel. I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to sack this. All right, I will take a land. It's a slow plan. Maybe it's bad. I don't know. All right, so we basically have to survive one more turn. And then we got to try to win off of Citadel. So we're going to chump this turn with the Black Bloom Rogue. And then untap, cast Citadel, and have Citadel plus Viscera Seer, and that's it. All right. We also could take 6. I'm going to chump. Oh, fuck. I should have scryed. I don't know. It's not that important. We know what we're doing this turn. I guess I could have at least maybe looked for like a Dark Ritual. Do they have another Nature Chant? Citadel. All right, we immediately bricked. So that's not ideal, but let's see. We won't take that much. We'll take 7 this turn if we don't block, and I think we do not want to block. I think we're okay as long as they don't draw another Nature's Chant. If they draw another Nature's Chant, then we're in bad shape. We don't have a lot else going. Okay, another hero. It's going to make this bigger. Gonna try it, Milton. Yeah. All right, so now we're definitely taking a lot of damage, but we're gonna untap. We're gonna be able to play Orzhov Enforcer. Okay, how much is it? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we'll go to 9. I think that's okay. I think that's our best shot. I think keeping the Viscera Seer around is important enough that... All right. Ayara basically costs 2. Cauldron Familiar actually nets us a life. Swamp. All right. Cast this Orzhov Enforcer. Sack the Enforcer. Oh, this is a black and white. I did not remember that this was black also. Sweet. Okay. Bottom the Swamp. Okay. Viscera Seer doesn't cost anything. Dark Ritual costs us 1 life, but it's fine. All right. Another life. All right. I'm going to sack Viscera Seer to itself. Bottom the Swamp. All right. Sack the Cauldron Familiar. Okay. Seer. Can't have Bolas to Citadel. Wow. Okay. We are kind of whiffing here. Sultai Emissary. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're okay. Really need... Okay. Viscera Seer, we can scry this to the top. Cauldron Familiar adds a life. Sack the familiar. Bottom the land. All right, another emissary that costs us net 1. Another land. Okay. Bottom. Okay, another familiar. Ooh, a blood artist should do it, I think. Yeah, because it only costs us 1 life, and now we can just start sacking things. They go to 3, and yeah, we just sack them out. Woo! Wow, this deck is really powerful. I'm very, very pleased. That was very nerve-wracking. But yeah, I guess from 9 life with a Citadel and a Seer, that's twice. We went off twice in a row. And we were not really that close to losing. I mean, even hitting like 3 Citadels and like 5 lands on the top, we did fine. Hitting this Ayara early on was big. Like we definitely, if we didn't hit either an Ayara or a cutthroat effect early, then we would be in trouble. Ooh, can we roll into the 3rd one? I don't think I've ever done this on a video before. Let's just go straight into match 3. All right. We will play first. Yeah, we'll definitely keep this hand. No Viscera here, but playing against Jartanazgur. Not sure how to say that. And I'm quite sure that whatever I said was not correct. Green. Pilgrim. Sure. Ooh, nice draw. Okay. Play a cutthroat. Just going to attack. They want to trade. That is fine by me. We don't have a Witch's Oven. Definitely happy to trade there. Getting a point while we can. Hopefully next turn we draw a land so we can go Emissary plus Seer and then dig for our 4th land to go Ritual into Citadel. If we don't draw land, probably just playing Emissary, I guess. I don't know. Pilgrim and Pilgrim. It's a lot of Pilgrims. Probably should attack. We actually might have ended up having them... they could have actually blocked there, potentially. But we're not going to block with a cutthroat if that's what you're thinking, opponent. You are safe to get in your 1 point. I would have blocked with a Cauldron Familiar on the other, though. Sure. Take 1. Land. All right. Interesting. Do I want to play Seer or Emissary here? I think I want to get the Seer down on the board, so I'm going to play Seer. It's not a great use of our mana. I think I'm going to sack the Cauldron Familiar to scry. I think that seems worthwhile. Does mean 1 fewer creatures in play, but I do really want to draw a land. Blade Splicer, okay. And another Blade Splicer, fair enough. Nah, I'm going to pass. I'm not going to. All right. Yeah, that made me feel better about it. We didn't draw a land, but now we have 2 things that we're going to want to be chump blocking. And if we didn't have a land in either of our top 2, that would be really awkward. So, yeah. And we got to make sure to do this in the right order. This should be the first thing to get sacked next turn. because otherwise we'll manifest whatever we scry to the top. Like if we scry a land to the top, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Then we don't have to, but I think we're going to want to jump block anyways. No, it does matter because this will manifest regardless if we jump block. We can already do them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. 8, yeah, 7 damage. It's pretty good. They attack with everything. Yeah, they're not going to. All right. Declare blocks. Block there. Block there. Oh, they have a Dread Statuary. Interesting. This is a weird choice of a land to play. Oops. Odd. I feel like maybe they're up to something. Always yield. Yield. We always, second time in a row, we've manifested our swamp. Okay. Very much like to find a land. All right, there we go. All right, now we're in really good shape, especially that, like, I was going to consider sacking, like, the Familiar or the Manifest next turn to really make sure we draw the land, but now that we don't have to, we have more fodder for Seer to clear stuff off the top. Like, we at least get 2 scries by sacking those, which we're happy to sack. What's this? Glimmer Point Stag. Sure. This blinks. It's a 3/3 Vigilance for 4 that blinks something, so they get another Blade Splicer token. So we're in a good spot to win the game here, I think. Okay. Witch's Oven. Emissary. Familiar. Seer. Future Goblin. All right, let's sack, I guess, the Future Goblin. Scry to the bottom. Sack the Emissary, sure. I will top the Emissary. Ritual. Familiar. I think we have more than lethal already as is, but let's go ahead and start sacking stuff. Bottom. Sure. Oven. Just do the oven to win. Come on. Sorry, just trying to organize things so I can more easily do this. Do that. One more. Drain them again. And then let's just sack the Familiars or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just got to sack 3 more things, and then we will be in business. Sure. Play a Familiar. And sack a Familiar. And that's lethal. All right. We got there. Game 1 against green-white. Blink, maybe, with a Dread Statuary. I'm surprised that that would be Dread Statuary and not Gavany Township, which seems a better land. And we probably do want these Heartless Acts. Similarly, I'm probably fine cutting Doomed Dissenter, maybe a Haruspex. That seems like a fine plan. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Not 100% on that. We didn't see anything besides Blade Splicers and Glimmerpoint Stags and Avacyn's Pilgrim. They played 3 Pilgrims, 2 Blade Splicers, and a Glimmerpoint Stag, so don't entirely know what they're up to beyond just playing green and white creatures. Again, probably Wiltleaf Liege. The fact that, so Wiltleaf Liege, for those who don't know the card, it just rotated in. It's 1 and then 3 green-white hybrid mana, so 4 mana total, 3 of which are green-white hybrid. It's a 4/4. Other green creatures get +1/+1. Other white creatures get +1/+1. So green-white creatures get +2/+2. And it also has the Rider Clause. If an opponent would make you discard this, you put it into play instead. And it's also often played along Loxodon Smiter, which is a 3-mana 4/4 for 1 green and white that can't be countered, and also has the text, if opponent would make you discard it, put it into play. So those cards work really nicely together because green-white creatures are exactly what you want to do with Wiltleaf Liege. And the fact that there seems to be a lot of decks, Wiltleaf Liege green-white decks, they do seem good. Hopefully, maybe, that means people will play fewer Hymn to Torox. Like, I mean, it has to be after, a couple times casting a Hymn to Torak and then putting a Smiter and a Legion to play. Maybe you'll end up wanting to play them less. And that would be very good for the format. I was real bummed that this stayed in for season 19. I think Hymn to Torak is a miserable card, and I do not think, I mean, especially the decks I could play, but just, I don't know. It's just a not fun card at all. So hopefully it rotates out next time, and hopefully these Lieges and Smiters maybe take a toll on it. We have 2 rituals. So if we draw a Citadel, it's good. But we have a Familiar with no Oven, Seer with nothing really to sack. I think it's a mulligan. This is a keep. We have 2 lands, 2 Blood Artists, and Iara. What do we want to bottom? We could keep... So turn 1, we're going to play Viscera Seer. I guess I'll bottom the Scorpion. Maybe actually we're not playing Seer on turn 1. Maybe we're playing tap land on turn 1. All right, they have an Evolving Wilds. They kept their 7, looks like. All right, I'm going to play the Black Bloom Rogue. Next turn I'll play Cutthroat or Blood Artist or Emissary, not sure. Let's see what we draw. They get draw nothing. All right. Guess we'll play the Cutthroat. It's the one we want to get down the most, I guess, and we can attack if they don't play anything. It's surprising they didn't play anything on turns 1 or 2, considering they kept 3. All right, so now is this a Blade Splicer? Yeah. Still have seen nothing but those 3 cards. All right. Iara seems like the play here. They'll be able to get in a little bit of damage, but then we're going to start draining them with the IRs and the sacks. We don't even need to do Citadel shenanigans probably in this game to kill them. Next turn we can play Blood Artist plus Viscera Seer, maybe. Or maybe Emissary plus Seer. If we draw a land, we probably play Scorpion Seer Blood Artist would be what we would want to go for. This being able to sack to draw will be nice. I guess actually, yeah, the fact that this can sack to draw means that probably we want to play Scorpion plus Blood Artist next turn. And then plan on chumping and sacking this to Iara. They are very slowly tapping some mana for another Blade Slicer. Maybe they're just a deck with like 17 Blade Splicers. Fiend Hunter. Ooh, that's a good one. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a pain in the ass. Don't even get the trigger off Cutthroat for that. They should attack with a Blade Splicer, by the way, this turn. I feel like they won't. No, they will. There we go. Nice play. They may not be a Wilt Leaf Liege deck, as it happens. All right. Let's play Seer and Emissary this turn. Yeah, them killing our IRs definitely hurts us a lot. But so we're gonna plan to chump block the 3/3 and drain them for 1 and try to scry something better to the top. I'm not quite sure where we're going from here. We have no Citadel. We don't have the lands to cast Citadel. So like if we see Citadel on top, do we keep it? Probably, because at least we have a plan. We have played Citadel every game, I think. So we'll have to see what this deck does when we can't. I am curious how good that plan is. So maybe we've been a bit lucky in our draws. Maybe the regular plan isn't consistent enough, or not powerful enough, I guess would be the bigger concern. Okay. You can attack with a Splicer too. Probably be a good attack. You can attack with a Fiend Toucher. Yep. If they attack with Splicer, I think I'm still doing the same play. I don't think I'm trading for Splicer. So we could also triple block. Yeah, a Fiend Hunter they shouldn't attack with, because we'll triple block it, and that will not be good for them. I'd be happy to trade a Zulaport Cutthroat to get our Iara back and get the 1/3 off the board. Okay. Block. Always yield. Always yield. Manifest a Malachir Rebirth. Collagen Familiar. Nah, without the oven, I don't want a Familiar. I mean, that is like one avenue, I guess, to get into this game is draw oven and Familiar. See, this is a game where we really want like Grim Harspec. So now I'm regretting taking that out of our deck. Heartless Act is something we want. We really want that Iara back. Master Splicer. Okay. So they're like golems. All right. Well, we're representing, so this is 4 damage, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, something like that. So we're actually getting somewhat close to being able to kill them, especially with the second Serrated Scorpion. Same plan this turn. Chump block the Golem with the Scorpion, sack it. This is nicely keeping back their little things. Oof, Parallax Wave. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Blood Artist. I'm going to say okay to that. All right, I'm going to say okay to that as well. I don't know. I could have sacked them, but where does that really get us? At least now we get these back when this dies. Like we would have gotten a couple of triggers, but I don't know how important that is. not really liking our spot anymore. This was really good for them. And now, like, Heartless Act is not nearly as good of a draw because they get to put Fiend Hunter under the Parallax Wave. Oops. Taking a long time. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, finally back. Just was recording. Cool. Okay, they go to attacks. We're going to take 4 and then drain them for 2. Hopefully scry something decent to the top. Okay. Blood Artist. Yeah, that seems fine. They can eat it with the Parallax Wave, but at some point they have to consider the fact that they're going to just run out of counters on it. My heating just went on. Now there's loud humming. Apologies for that. My heating's like super, super loud. All right. Come on. God, opponent's playing real slow. Okay. Parallax Wave fades, so it's when you can't remove a counter. Yeah, so it's really 3 turns before we get the stuff back. So it's a while. But oh my goodness, they're so slow. Oblivion Ring. Yeah. All right. Yeah, all those exile effects pretty good against us. Drain them for 2. We'll take 4. Go to 14. Yeah, Oven doesn't work. Birds, sure. Dark Ritual. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what our outs are here. I guess now we could draw a Citadel, but I think it's going to be too late. Because we can't draw Citadel next turn. That is the issue. Plus, they may well have like Glimmer Point Stag to blink this Parallax Wave. Still have 2 turns before we get those things back. Commune with the Gods. Okay. Yeah, Parallax Wave is a really good card against us. What is this? XL any number. Cool. Do that with a bunch of Splicers. Cool. What did they take? They took another Parallax Wave. Yeah. That's pretty good. They can't cast it this turn, but they're close. Okay. Take 4. Swamp doesn't do it. Yeah, I don't know what our outs are. I think we don't really have any. Parallax Wave, huh? That's a tough one. So it's like one of the few cards in our... It's like, it feels like it's almost the only card in our opponent's deck that we really care about. Scooping it up. That being said, I don't think that's enough to like bring in a Memoricide. Fiend Hunter is also kind of annoying. I want this Grimhar Specs, by the way. That's... Could take out Putrid Goblin. Yeah, do I want to put in Memoricide? I don't know. It's probably a trap. Just going down a card, but it does feel like we should have a really good matchup against this deck if they don't draw Parallax Wave. If they do, we're in kind of bad shape. Maybe I'll give this a chance. I don't know. I hate boarding in cards like this against mostly fair decks, but it feels like that's like the worst card against us, or like the best, like the only really card we care about. We would like to play first. Okay. This hand's kind of clunky, but I don't know. Maybe this is a mulligan, actually. Maybe I kept this too quickly. It feels like we have a Viscera Seer plus Blood Artist and Sultai Emissary and 2 lands. I don't know. Maybe we really need to find the Citadel. Like maybe that's the key in this matchup, is just get Citadel mulligan more aggressively to find it. We do have Seer, which is good at finding it, but... So right now we're going to basically try to find lands. Ooh, definitely, even more so, find Citadel and the cat. Which is Cauldron Familiar, because of this Witch's Oven. I don't want him ritual out of Memoricide. They cast like Commune with the Gods to pick up a Parallax Wave. I could see it. But as is, I don't think so. Birds. All right. Attack for 1. We're going to look really stupid if they play a Parallax Wave right now, and I just kept the Memoricide in hand, but it still feels kind of like shit. I shouldn't have played the stupid Memoricide. What was I thinking? This card's so bad. Come on. Could hit a Cauldron Familiar off of that. Be nice. It is. Fuck. Fuck. Hit a swamp. Always swamp. Yeah, we'll top another swamp, I think. All right, let's attack for 3. Oh, fuck. Lost a point of damage. That's bad. This was a mistake. I don't know how much we can go all in on Citadel now that they have wave out. Makes it harder us to go really far off with it, but... And they are taking their sweet, sweet time. Alright, I'm going to pause. Okay. Let's go to blocks. Another blood artiste. Oh my god. Just make up your fucking mind. Sorry, opponent, if you happen to watch this video, but you're playing very slowly. Okay. They are going to Parallax Wave one of our blood artists. Yeah. I think that's fine. Ah! There you go. Okay, Witch's Oven. Okay. Parallax Wave goes down to 3. I can stag it at some point. It's just when it leaves. Okay. Dread Stature. I still don't understand this card. Why this is in this deck. Is there some combo with Parallax Wave that I'm not seeing? It's odd. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Hmm. So they're probably going to name Viscera Seer. I guess they could name Witch's Oven. Do I want to sack the 2/2? I mean, they don't have any blockers right now, but they're pretty likely to have one in hand. I really want to scry. Okay. Scry 1. Zulaport Cutthroat. Nah. Do I want to sack the Seer to itself? I think I do. Get a trigger out of it. And get a scry out of it. Alright, Cauldron Familiar seems fine. So hopefully they named Seer. They might now name Witch's Oven, which would be very awkward for us. Hopefully they do not. Maybe I should have bottomed the Familiar, assuming that once I sack the Seer to itself, they're probably going to name Witch's Oven. Fuck. Yeah, they did it. Man. At least now our Seers are available. Fiend Hunter. Okay. This is not going to work out. Oh no, it's a May. Oh wait, no, I can't use the Witch's Oven anyways. Okay. Come on. Oh yeah, that's a good trick. So now they exile the Fiend Hunter in response, which means that when the Parallax Wave comes back, they get the Fiend Hunter back, but I never get that Blood Artist back. Yeah, this is why you don't side in Memoir side. This is such a bad play. And I mean, I wasn't committed to using it. I didn't like, if I'm not going to ritual it out, then they can. Honestly, part of the issue was that I forgot about the fact that they could ramp out Parallax Wave faster than we could cast a Memoir side. So that was another flaw in sideboarding, but it's just not a good sideboard plan. Four mana. Master Splicer? Oh, Dread Statuary. Sure. Looks like they don't have a lot going on. Oops. Phone's ringing. Okay. God, it's playing very slowly. All right. Attack for one, I guess. Damn. Now I wish I kept the Seer around so that they would have potentially named that. Sorcerer Spyglass would have been a better card to have in the sideboard. Like that I would feel more okay about playing against Parallax Wave. To be fair, they didn't actually really do all that much with Parallax Wave this game. Blade Splicer, sure. They're going to get their... I'm going to get my thing back. They're going to get their thing back and exile it. Oh, they have another Parallax Wave. Okay. I mean, what do I even name with Memoricide? I could name more Parallax Waves. I could name Glimmer Point Stag. I don't know. I just really need to draw Citadel. Yep, they get to Fiend Hunter the Blood Artist. Yep. Draw land. Okay. They attack with Statuary. I'm going to double block. Take 4, but kill the Statuary. Oh, they're going to Parallax Wave our Cauldron Familiar. Interesting. Okay. So then they get in for 7. It's a aggressive line, or I guess they get in for 8. We will get those familiars back, though, before we die. I like your fucking rebirth. Alright, I don't know. What do we want to name? I guess we'll name Blade Splicer. I guess we'll name Master Splicer. Oops. Oh, fuck me. I didn't even click them. God damn it. I clicked too quickly. They're going to draw a fucking Master Splicer now. Literally dead card. Alright, so they're going to get the Blade Splicer back, make another 3/3. But I'm going to get 2 triggers here. Which is pretty nice. Oh, they get the Fiend Hunter back. Oh, whoops. I see. Okay. Wait. Why doesn't the Fiend Hunter... I'm confused. Did they exile the Fiend... Oh, they did. They did the same Fiend Hunter trick again. I missed that. Avacyn's Pilgrim. Okay. Yep. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and block that, I think. And I'm pretty screwed. All right, well, that's fucking justice. Okay. Well, I deserved that. This would have been much better if this was a Heartless Act. Damn. We were kind of close to the Citadel anyways. All right, well, good beats. Be back for round 4. All right, round 4. 4, right? Yeah, 4. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Ooh, that makes it so much better. I'm going to play Scorpion first. And the next turn I'll play Familiar and Oven. Because that way I'm protected against removal. I don't want to expose this to removal. And I'd like to put a 1/2 in play. Alright, Scrap Heap Scrounger is fine. Oh, this is interesting. See, now I'm not guaranteed to hit my 3rd land drop. I think that's fine though. Do I want to keep both of these back? No, because I don't want to block. All right, we'll attack for 1, and then plan to chump plus sack Familiar to Oven next turn, or on their turn. We really obviously want to get either Ayara or Grim Haruspex into play. Zulport, Cutthroat. All right, so they're also playing some sort of Cauldron Familiar type deck. There's this black-red, so they're probably playing... Oh. They're probably playing Mayhem Devil. That card is a fucking problem for us. Because that pings something anytime anything is sacked, including our stuff. It's a weird templating for that card because they don't usually do effects that would look at both sides of the boards these days. All right, well, that's awkward. I guess I should have attacked it with a Scorpion. I don't know. They have another Familiar. And another Scrounger, sure. I'm not really sure even why they're bothering with this, but... Okay. Do we want to play Ayara or Grim Haruspex? I think we want to play Parallax. I think. I'm not 100% on that, though. All right, we're going to play a land. Malakir Rebirth or Black Bloom Rogue. Probably... Rogue. Because we're just not going to have the mana to cast that this game. I don't know. It's kind of close. Attack there and there. We will block and block. We will sack our familiar, draw a card, get it back. And this will die as well. Draw another card. A lot of lands. Now I wish I had kept the Black Bloom Rogue, but okay. Ayara. And I'll play the Putrid Goblin. Getting relatively close to being able to kill them with Malakir Rebirth, Viscera Seer, and Ayara, but we will see. Alright. Sack this. Draw a card. Drain them for 1. Ooh, and there's the Citadel. Okay, so can we kill them without showing them Bolas' Citadel? I think we might be able to. Nah, probably not, because we don't have a... Blood Artist effect. So let's see, how much can we do? If we play a Seer, play an Emissary, so that's 3 mana. That's, they go to 9, sack this, they go to 8, Malakir Rebirth on it, sack it again, they go to 7, sack this, they go to 6, 5, sack this again, they go to 4. It's not enough. Let's see if we can find a Blood Artist effect. Draw 2 here. That's pretty close to enough. All right. Scry 1. Ooh, okay. So now we can, yeah, we can kill them without showing the Citadel. They're playing red, so showing them Citadel means that they will board an artifact hate. I mean, they might already for Witch's Oven. It's possible that they do that. Matter. Are they scooping? Yeah, they scooped. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got them without... I figured we were going to be able to draw so many cards and stuff. All right, so they're almost certainly playing Mayhem Devil, which is a 1 black-red for a 3/3. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, it deals 1 damage to any target. That's such a fucking problem for us. So we need to play 2 Heartless Acts for sure. Blood Artist is also kind of a pain in the ass. All right, I guess I'll cut an Orzhov Enforcer. And I don't know. Cut a land on the draw. Yeah, it seems kind of bad. Sure, I'll cut another one of these. I do, once again, have the option of playing Infinite Obliteration just to hit Mayhem Devils. We didn't actually see them, but there's almost no way that they're oops, that they're playing red without. They said, "What a draw." I didn't notice that. All right, let's mulligan this. Yeah, it's a little better. I think this is better than a 5. I don't know. Maybe it's not. At least we have a way of dealing with Mayhem Devil. Yeah, there's almost no way that they're playing red in their sacrifice deck and not playing Mayhem Devil. Like, it just wouldn't make a lot of sense. Ooh. Kind of want to do that. Yeah, this seems kind of good. It's just Ritualata and Iara. All right, they do have Familiar plus Oven. That's frustrating. So honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I shouldn't even have bothered. Oh, I should have played Blood Artist first. What am I doing? Yeah, that was really poorly done. I could Heartless Act the Cauldron Familiar at some point. Grim Horror Specs. Okay. I think I'm going to have to Heartless Act that. Always yield to this. They want our list. I'll let them know. Give a little plug for the channel. And yeah, I'll looks like so they want a list just probably because, you know, they're playing a similar deck. And I'll go ahead and play the Cauldron Familiar here. They haven't even seen Citadel. Do I want to attack for 2 or do I want to sack Cauldron Familiar? No, let's attack for 2 because I might want to Malakir Rebirth back the Cauldron Familiar, as kind of silly as that is, just to have stuff to sack. It is tough to kill them when they have Oven and Familiar going, but we have Blood Artist kind of. Ooh, this is gonna get silly. Double Blood Artists are canceling each other out. Okay. Well, I guess I might as well do it. They just need red mana. Oh, I know what that means. So many triggers. Hold on. I want to save targets. There we go. Okay. All right. Lots of triggers happen. Might not always yield to that too. How much yielding do I need to do? Okay, always yield to this. Oh my god. And we draw a card. Okay. Serrated Scorpion's actually a pretty nice draw. We're kind of outclassing their one Blood Artist and Familiar. Ooh, they forgot to oven. All right, we definitely, ooh, they have 2 ovens now. They have 2 ovens, but we have 2 Blood Artists. Or maybe they don't want to oven because I guess it doesn't do anything. Okay. Cauldron Familiar. I guess I did that in a bad order. I should have played the Serrated Scorpion first. Bunch of triggers. Maybe we can burn them out from here. If we draw Viserys here. Ooh, Zulaport Cutthroat. Okay. Pass the turn. No red mana. All right, they have 3 ovens. GG's. Okay. I don't think it's actually over yet, but all right. Oh, they had Falconwrath Aristocrat. Yeah. Well, that would have been good too. Although I think we could have beaten Aristocrat. It's the Mayhem Devil that we couldn't beat. All right. Well, I'm going to go DM this person in my deck list, and yeah, I will be back for round 5, 3-1. All right, here we go, round 5. I feel like we've won like every die roll, which is nice. Playing against Sairu. What do we think about this hand? This is a Citadel. I'm going to keep. I don't know. This is borderline. Doesn't have a ritual. Doesn't have sack outlets. But on the play, it's a little better. I don't know. It has a lot of cards it can draw. And eventually, you can just play Citadel. If I just draw lands. Ooh. I'm not excited to play against Floodplain. It's not something I'm... All right, well, I'm just going to play the Putrid Goblin because at least it's a 2-2. I mean, I guess Wrath decks aren't like amazing against this because we do have resilient creatures and stuff, especially this hand, Goblin and Enforcer. But it looks like they're blue-white control. I'm going to go ahead and attack with a Putrid Goblin. God, I feel like there's been less tap-out control decks around. And I am not going to be sad to see those. Or I have not been sad about that. Let's just jam a Blood Artist into their counter spell. I'm fine if they counter this. Rune Snag. Okay. What fun magic. Goddamn fucking tap out control decks. I mean, Draco control decks, they're just the worst. They can be kind of fun to play, but they're just so like net zero fun. All right. Which would I rather have in play? I guess I'd rather have the Blood Artist. I'm going to play this. If they want to counter it, that's fine. They didn't. If they want a Wrath, that's fine. We'll still end up with 2 1/1s, and we'll get 3 triggers off of it. They get a Frantic Inventory. Okay. Oh, they have Swamps. Oh, they've got some spice. All right. They make a Ethereum token, and they can kill things. Okay. Fair enough. I guess I'm going after the Tezzeret. It's kind of close, but I'm going to go after that. It's possible I just want to be attacking them with 2 Blood Artists in play, or about to be. It sucks that I couldn't have Citadel that turn. Oops, tapped one too many. So next turn, I mean, if they tap out and I draw land, it's awesome. Probably win on the spot. Okay. This becomes a 2/3. They have a snowland. Tidal Scholar. Oh, God, that's so good. I still have some like good outs. They're gonna kill a Blood Artist. Auto yields. All right, so they can use this. Okay. That's something. I think I'm going to attack with the Orzhov Enforcer at Tezzeret. I'm fine trading for the Frostwork Bastion or the Tide Hollow Scholar. Or the Tezzeret. I got to trade for one of those unless they have like a Azorius Charm. No, they don't. So this trades for the Bastion and I get 2 triggers off of the Blood Artist unless they have something. This feels like a pretty good trade for me. Okay. They make another Ethereum. Do I want to attack Tez or attack them? Let's just try to kill the Tez. If they Azorius Charm something, I'm just going to sack it to the Witch's Oven. Interesting. Huh. So, I mean, they clearly have counter magic up. I don't know. What do I want to do here? Playing into the counter magic just seems so bad, but I don't know how it's going to get better. I'm going to pass. I mean, if they Tide Hollow Scholar again, that's annoying, but if it happens, it happens. All right. All right. Might as well get my food out of the deal. Get 2 more triggers from Blood Artist. They go to 7. I mean, they still have counter magic up, but they have slightly less mana up. So now seems like the moment. Well, let's give it a go. We at least have a backup plan. Yeah, they have it. Ooh, what is this? Rewind. Okay. Making them sack all of their artifacts is pretty nice. Oh, they get to Factor Fiction. All right, they can have Counterspell, or they can have a bunch of lands in Arkham's Astrolabe. I think that's pretty straightforward. Luckily, we have a food, so actually Counterspell doesn't do anything against... oh, they took the lands. We have a food, so Counterspell doesn't do anything against Cauldron Familiar, which is nice. Hopefully they don't have a Sculler. Sculler seems kind of bad in their deck. They're playing Shatter this guy. I don't know why they're playing Tidal or Sculler. Be more inclined to like try to play him to Dorok. I mean, I guess it's an artifact for Tezzeret, but Tezzeret just seems bad. This card just doesn't seem like a good card. Please counter this. This is the type of card that can be difficult for these decks to beat. All right, I got a 6. And we have a backup food. I don't know how relevant that is, but can't hurt. Oops. Just want to make sure this is indeed recording. Yeah, we're good. Oh, and they scooped. Okay. I guess they had 7 cards in hand, but we know that like 4 of them are lands. All right. I'll pause for 1 second. Okay. What do we want against them? Could play Hymns. Could play Heartless Act for Tide Hollow Sculler. That seems pretty bad. Totorok's so much worse on the draw. I might board it in on the play where like it can really do some damage, but on the draw where they can have a counter magic up, they can have Root Snag, for example, up on turn 2 or Counterspell. Doesn't seem very good. So they're playing Rewind. Ooh, this is kind of sweet. Can turn to a Citadel. There's no way it's going to get there. Another ritual? Damn. I don't know what they would tap out for on turn 2, but yeah, they're not going to. I'm going to play Sultai Emissary. They can counter that if they would like. I mean, they clearly have something. Sure. What I'm kind of hoping for is to be able to tap them out and then surprise them with like next turn we could play a 1-drop. If they counter it, then we can go land Ritual Citadel. All right. Still not tapping out. Okay. So, yeah. Play Blood Artist. All right. They may well, to be fair, have like a disenchant now. So like we'll go all in on Citadel and when they're tapped out, but well, I guess we may be able to kill them before they pass the turn. Depending on what we have in play. What is this? Erebos' Intervention. Well, definitely want to sack. Save targets and always yield. Yeah, they always go after the Blood Artist, but this deck actually cares kind of more about the Viscera Seer. Black Bloom Rogue is not what we want right now. I would take a Swamp, because then we can do that trick with the Blood Artist into Ritual Citadel, but hopefully they tap out for a Tez. All right, Drown Yard. They clearly have it. All right. I mean, we're risking like if they just keep not countering the stuff, we're risking just overextending into Wrath. But even if we do overextend to Wrath, like we still get to play Citadel even without playing a land drop, which is particularly nice. Safaf. Yep. That seems fine. Maybe I should have given them. All right, they bind the counterspell. That's good. That's mostly what we care about. Give them the plains. Or the Glacial Fortress, Oust, and Frantic Inventory. They're going to oust the Blood Artist. All right. I'm going to play this. Nah, that's too cute. I was thinking I could maybe sneak it in to resolve if I play it as a morph because they don't know what it is, but they would counter it anyways. Plus, how many things? I mean, if they know anything about the deck, they would know that the only morph creature is Grim Haruspex. Morph is kind of a silly mechanic and constructed. You never trick anybody. There's often like only one morph creature in the entire cube. For example, in the Vintage Cube. Den Protector, and I think now it's not even there. At one point it was like Den Protector and Stratus Dancer, but okay. Just tap out for Tez. Wow, they didn't even tap out there for Frantic Inventory? Why didn't maybe they just forgot? Come on, just tap out. Just one turn, please. Ugh, God, it's so fucking tedious. Just jamming spells into counter spells. Yeah, there's your rune snag. Nope. Okay. Like even there, we still couldn't just jam because, you know, if we had another land, we still couldn't have just played into the 2 mana untapped. Plays around rewind, but that's it. This is Azorius Charm, Celestial Purge. All right. Ooh, glad that they got that out of their hand. I don't want a Serrated Scorpion. That seems bad. Glad we got out of their hand before they Citadel did it. All right. Serrated Scorpion. They didn't cast this Frantic inventory, did they? No, they didn't. I mean, they definitely have another counterspell. They're tanking for so goddamn long every time. Yeah, all right. Now they've cast it. They're cycling an Azorius Charm. Okay. Maybe we've run them out of counter magic. I don't know. We're not really getting anywhere, but maybe at some point they tap out for a Wrath. Or play a Tezzeret. Yeah, they don't even have to tap out to play Tezzeret. That's frustrating. Mm-hmm. See, people just like refuse to go after Viscera. I mean, why would you go after Serrated Scorpion? It just seems insane to me. This is the one that's doing it, and we just get to sack this and scry. All right, I'll top that. It is frustrating now that they have 2 untapped lands. Well, let's attack Tez. Hopefully they Azorius Charm. I feel like now's our moment. What could they have, though, if it's not removal spells or could be just card draw? It seems like they must still have another counter spell up. They've used 1 rewind, 1 counter spell, 2 rune snags. Man. All right, let's just go for it. I think they have it. Fuck. They have a 3rd rune stack. Of course they do. Motherfucker. I hate playing these Draco control decks. It's so goddamn tedious. Oh, like look at this Magic. It's so fucking boring. I don't understand why people like this. People love playing control mirrors. I mean, I guess control mirrors actually are kind of interesting. I take that back. Control mirrors can be kind of interesting. It's decks like this that don't have like instant speed interaction against control decks. You just sit there and fucking jam spells into counter spells. It's so fucking boring. And they're playing really slowly, too. Attack Tez. Seems like they just had the perfect draw, too. Just like counterspell, 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 card draw spell, Tezzeret with more counterspells back up. All right, they're slowly going to mill us out, is the plan. I'm probably going to scoop this game up in a second. I just don't want to play this. Maybe we can land a Witch's Oven, and if they're milling us, that makes it pretty easy to find. I mean, we'll have a Cauldron Familiar. Unfortunately, they milled a Witch's Oven, but not the Cauldron Familiar. Celestial Purge, all right. I mean, no, I don't really want a Cauldron Familiar. What I want is the Witch's Oven. Because that at least makes it dubious for them to mill us. Okay. What do we got? Vindicate. All right. Well, we have a window. No, they have the Therium. We don't have a window. Also so silly that these aren't treasure. Citadel. It's obviously like amazing, but we can't cast it. I think we gotta bottom it. Hope for like a Grim Haruspex or something. An Ayara maybe. I don't know. All right. I'm done here. Okay. What can we do to feel like we have a little bit more interaction? Not going to play like Memora aside for counterspell. I could do this. These like Blood Artists aren't even that good. Could do that. I could see that being good. All right. Maybe we even want one more. Cut another Serrated Scorpion. It's not that good. Okay. Got to be mindful of Celestial Purge. All right. We would like to play first. I actually want to keep this. Cauldron Familiar Witch's Oven is really good against them. And we can actually ritual it out. Like we can ritual out Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiar, Serrated Scorpion, something like that. Get the whole thing in play under counter magic. All right, they went to 6. Yeah, I mean, this is a 1-land hand with a tapped land, but as far as those go, I think this is a pretty good one. If we draw another land, that'd be perfect, because then we can go Familiar Oven and Blood Artist. Ooh, double Oven is pretty nice too. And we have double Familiar. I'm going to assume they don't have Mana Tithe. I guess might as well do it this way. Sealed. And another Oven. And go. All right. See, now their counter magic's not that good because we have the initiative. So sacking here, like bringing it back here, does leave us open to Celestial Purge, but we have a Cauldron Familiar, so we have another Cauldron Familiar, so I'm not that worried about that. Like if we don't have a sack outlet up, then they can Celestial Purge, which is seemingly what they're going to do. But haha, little did you know, we came prepared with another cat. And a Serrated Scorpion. So now if they keep up 2 mana, I'm going to be a little bit more careful because I don't want to walk into a second Celestial Purge and just kind of get completely destroyed. Because if this dies, like if this gets exiled, we're in bad shape. Okay. They Vindicate? Sure. Blood Artist. So now a Celestial Purge still definitely does get us. They have... I guess we can... Like, we sack in a turn, then we sack it on our turn once the Witch's Oven untaps. Basically, we can do it so that we are not... Now that the ordering now... So if end of turn, we sack this, and then wait until our turn when this is untapped to bring it back. So basically, we won't be able to attack with the Cauldron Familiar anymore, but we can play around Celestial Purge. Okay. Astrolabe. Right, and then Frantic Inventory. Okay. Yeah, they're digging. That's a good sign. Okay, so now because they don't have Celestial Purge up. Oops. Let's do the save. Come on. Oops. Clicked very quickly, but that's fine. We can't kill them, right? No. Attack them till 9. This would deal 3. That's not enough. Having a second Cauldron Familiar actually makes our life easier as well. So I'm going to play the Sultai Emissary now. Cat Oven is very good against Drago control. So I'm very glad I kept this hand. I feel pretty good about this game. I'm not quite sure what they can do to get out of it. They can wrath us, but then they take a bunch. They take 6, and we just sack the Cauldron Familiar and bring it back. So that doesn't really work. If they have some sort of Exile Wrath or like Hallowed Burial, it does something. Nope, they scooped. Sweet. All right. Yeah. I kind of figured that they wouldn't really have a lot of answer. I guess another Vindicate would be good, like Vindicate into Wrath. But even then, we're beating them down pretty quickly. So, yeah, that was a really sweet match. Well, sort of. I still hate playing against those decks, even though I won. Yeah, the deck played out really well. We lost that one match against Green White where I shouldn't have boarded the Memoricides. That was a mistake. I think we probably lose that game regardless because Parallax Wave definitely is kind of a beating against us. We really struggle against that card. Luckily, it's not like they're all over the place. We didn't face any Hymn to Torox, which could be a potential problem for this deck. I don't know. I mean, in the same way that it is for any deck. But just like this probably requires a certain critical mass of cards. Whoa. So anyways, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the 4-1, and the deck is really, really fun. So really highly recommend anybody picking it up. I don't even think there's anything expensive in it. I mean, obviously the cards are theoretically only 2 cents or less, but sometimes they'll jump up in price. Mostly the lands will, after they become legal. So, definitely recommend you guys trying this out. And yeah, I will be back next time with some more Pen and Dreadful videos. Thanks for watching.
Rolling, damn tough life full of toil and strife, damn